Inshallah ta'ala, we will start with our hadith of the day. This hadith was also mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari. The Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam said, "من يرد الله به خيرا يفهمه. من يرد الله به خيرا يفهمه." In another narration, the Prophet alayhi salam said, من يرد الله به خيرا يفقهه في الدين. Now the meaning is the same as is in the previous narration. Now what does this hadith mean? It means that whomever Allah willed goodness for, Allah grants this person the proper understanding in the religious knowledge. And this is a great endowment to be given the proper understanding in the religious knowledge. You know, a person might have memorized many hadith or even books, but this person might not have the proper understanding, might not know the meaning of this hadith or the books that they have memorized. So maybe they were not granted with the proper understanding. So being granted with the proper understanding of the religious knowledge is a great endowment. And today we see that there are people who might have memorized many hadith, many verses of the Quran. However, they do not have the proper understanding, as is the case of the mushabbiha. Now, who are the mushabbiha? It's very important to know about them, for they exist today. This group of people exist today. So it is important to be warned from them and to warn others from them as well, because they spread evil. Now, what do these mushabbiha believe, or what do they do? They are a group of people. They don't call themselves mushabbiha, however, they are. They're a group of people who resemble God to the creation, and that is why they are referred to as mushabbiha, because they resemble God to the creation. They attribute to God what does not befit to be attributed to him by consensus. So they went against the consensus, the unanimous agreement of the Muslim mujtahids. And of course, they went against the Quran in their belief. Now, with their tongues, they say the verse, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, but they contradict its meaning. The meaning of the verse, as you know, is that Allah Ta'ala is not like his creation at all. So we understand that God is not attributed with any of the attributes of the creation. Among the attributes of the creation is having a body, is having a size, having a shape, having a color, movement, rest, change. All of these are among the attributes of the creation. So all of these do not befit to be attributed to God. Yet this group, al-mushabbiha, they attribute to God a body. They attribute to God hands, they attribute to God a face, even feet, and movement and rest and change, and all of that does not befit to be said about Allah, does not befit to be attributed to Allah. So these people then say with their tongues the verses of the Quran, but they have a belief that contradicts the verses of the Quran. It contradicts the meaning of these verses. Then there are other groups who also do not have the proper understanding, such as the group, another deviant group, who are referred to as Ahl al-Hulul. Now, what do these people believe, Ahl al-Hulul? These people also recite the verse, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, but go against it as well, unfortunately. They belie the meaning of the verse. So they believe that God dwells in his creation. They believe that God dwells in his creation, and that is clearly kufr, blasphemy. So not everyone who recites a hadith understands it, and not everyone who recites a verse from the Quran understands its meaning. Therefore, it is very important to have the proper understanding. So then the hadith that we mentioned means whomever Allah willed goodness for, Allah grants him proper understanding in the knowledge of the religion. And this for sure is a great endowment.